Welcome, my Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to your Timeless Chakra reading. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. I'm a professional witch, a professional intuitive, the president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of 2 different books with a 3rd one on the way. You can find those ebooks on my website, DrawingTheCircle.com, in our digital shop, or in our digital shop on Patreon. All the links are in the description box if you want to check it out. I love my Patreon. It is the coolest thing I have ever done. The digital shop is lovely. My subscribers are wonderful, and I'll leave the rest up to you. If you want to go check it out, click the link and come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal because it's so much easier. Welcome. We are doing a new series here, the Timeless Chakra Reading, 6-card draw, which means 1 card from 6 different decks to get you clues, tips, and hints about what's going on in your energy field. I'll explain it in a second. If you've heard it all before, feel free to jump ahead. I believe it's that way. What we're doing here is looking at the chakras. We're not doing 1 card per chakra, but I was doing this reading for myself when I was making the move from Holbrook, Long Island, New York to Saratoga Springs, New York, and it really made a difference, kept me on point. Usually did it last thing in the day. So let me explain what's going to happen with this 6-card draw. We are going to be using the Caroline Myss archetype deck to find the archetype in the 8th chakra hovering over your head, Aries and cross watchers, which acts like a satellite sending down the codes to all the other chakras underneath them, shifting what you attract and what you repel, so you have the free will to no longer delay what cannot be prevented in your own healing, alignment, chakra process. So we'll get 1 of those. For the next 4 chakras down, we will be using the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. That's the internal, yin-ternal, feminine energy chakras on the inside that maybe you share with the outside world. Maybe you don't. Goddess Feminist deck, that tracks. We will look at the lower 3 chakras, getting 1 card from the Mythic Tarot. That's the masculine yang dynamic, you looking at yourself from the outside. Maybe you from the inside looking out at people, places, and things, relationships you have in the physical world. We'll get 1 card of those, and I love this deck. I love Greek mythology. It really is my first language in a lot of ways. Once all the chakras are on the table, I will be getting you 1 Whisper of Love from the Whispers of Love Oracle. Consecrated this deck to the higher selves of all involved, so just not the Aries and the cross watchers, but anybody else who might be involved. They get a say in that, well, at least their higher selves do. We will then get 1 chakra reading card from the Chakra Reading Cards, interestingly enough, by Rachel Sharman. I'm not going to read the bookie book on this one. It's just to give you a little start here, right? Focus in on that one. And we will, of course, as always, end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra, because these are healing mantras, and this is a healing reading. All of my readings are healing reads, but a little mantra goes a long way, and all of my clients get at least 1. And I highly recommend the deck, by the way. I know all the mantras. I just don't know everything in the bookie book, so I will be making that our only bookie book reading for this read. So that's it. There's our explanation. Let's get into the divination. It's been a very busy day. I was up at 7:30 this morning and had a really, really wonderful day. So let's see how this goes and what hits the table. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I promise, as a healer, as well as a professional witch and all that jazz, I will help anybody come into alignment to the best of their ability, utilizing their free will to no longer delay that which cannot be prevented. Shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Here we go. Still point. My beloved Pantheon's override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved Pantheons of the Divine, 1 card in clarity, please, for the Aries Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. What is the dominant archetype in their 8th chakra, indicating the spiritual alchemy from shadow to light, from lead to gold, from pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health and from fear to love for this Timeless Chakra Read. The Mystic. Ooh, we're off to quite the start with this series. Now you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I have the Mystic archetype, a lifetime, birth to death. Written on the card is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I call this lead and this gold. 3 atoms are here that can't be here. Lead is an insulator. Gold is a conductor. Toxic, healthy, fear, love. I think you get the vibe. So, Caroline Myss, MISS, the PhD, bless her heart, wrote on this a shadow attribute and a light attribute to give you an indication. And again, you can have an archetype, a reason, season, or lifetime, or be dealing with someone who has them reason, season, or lifetime. So, have you seen this on planet Earth? The shadow attribute, delusional rapport with the divine. God told me to let the air out of your tires, right? That's not how it works, folks. Just saying. The light attribute revels in intimate union with the divine, and I will completely sign off on that one. What a lovely start. Now, the thing about being a mystic is you have to be able to endure mystery, and that's why I feed myself Agatha Christie novels on the regular to feed that mystic in me, because we got to follow the clues, right? And we'll figure it all out once we croak, but, you know, we can follow the clues while we're down here. Let's look at the heart, third eye crown. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My beloved goddesses override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please, one card in clarity for the Aries and the cross watchers. What's going on? Heart, third eye crown to assist them in alchemizing the mystic in the 8th for this timeless chakra read. Justice as Ma'at. Now look up Ma'at. She's an Egyptian death goddess, essentially. But what she does is she weighs your heart after each incarnation against a feather. If the heart is the same as or lighter than the feather, which means you did your healing to the best of your ability, right? You move on to the next world, the next level up. If you don't, depending on which translation of the Egyptian Book of the Dead you're reading, you either have to reincarnate or your soul gets fed to a soul eater, which is very Japanese anime. Now, when we have a major arcana card in a simple chakra read like this, it usually covers that whole zone. So when does the justice card show up? Usually where there is an injustice or an imbalance. So all of these working together, because look, being a mystic, I know, it can send you into cuckoo bananas land. It really can. You start believing stuff that's just not true because the ego co-opts the process. So coming into alignment here, enduring the mystery, in my book, Words of Grace, it starts and ends with the grace of humility, and it is my lifesaver, my saving grace. Grant me the grace of humility to know when I do not know, but I am willing to be shown. That gives you lots of wiggle room. The divine understands. They know we don't know everything, but if we are willing to follow the clues, we can stay in balance and be just and fair with ourselves on the inside, and hopefully that translates to the outside. Let's look at the lower 3 chakras. Please take a nice deep breath. My beloved gods override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, one card in clarity, please, for the Aries and the cross watchers. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras, outside in, inside out relationships in the physical world for this timeless chakra reading. Okay, interesting. You got a court card here. This could be a person, the Queen of Pentacles there. I believe this is Penelope, the wife of Odysseus or Ulysses from the Odyssey. If you have any planets in Taurus, I don't personally, but it is in my 10th house. So even if you have no planets in Taurus, look at your natal chart. If you know your rising sign, you probably will, you might have it in the 2nd house, but if you don't know, then it'll automatically set itself to the 2nd house. And Taurus energy, 2nd house dynamic is life values, prosperity, abundance. That's why she's holding them their grapes there, weaving as she goes. Now you also could be dealing with a Taurus vibe, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever, but certainly there is something very grounding about this fixed earth, right? So there is an opportunity here in a relationship, or again, this could be your relationship with yourself, depending upon your natal chart, to really come into balance, but in a grounded way that matches your values, right? I would say if we're going to give this a chakra, it would be root chakra, right? Element of earth. And your root chakra intuition is fight or flight. Your root chakra will either connect or not connect with the electromagnetic fields under your feet, depending on whether it's safe or not. That's why it's fight or flight, flee, freeze, whatever. All right, so we've got those chakras on the table from 8th to root. Let's ask the higher selves of all involved for a whisper of love from your own higher selves. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Beloved higher selves override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, insight needed by the Aries Collective and their cross-watchers to assist them in alchemizing the mystic archetype for this timeless chakra read? Speak the language of love, and I think that definitely speaks to the throat chakra here with justice. Now, interesting, Caroline Mace's book Anatomy of the Spirit, which is where I really learned about the 8th chakra. Each chapter is a chakra chapter. She will tell you that the throat chakra is connected all the chakras are connected to the 10 spheres in the Kabbalistic tree of life, and the 2 in the throat chakra are justice and mercy, right? So justice, there we go, that seems to track. So speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. So I would say speaking loving words to yourself and others, again, depending on this Taurus, whether it's you or someone else or someone who is really of value in some way, shape, or form, will absolutely move things along, because love is the ultimate healing. I call it the universal solvent in alchemical language. Except the cards were put upside down and I'm a Virgo and we don't do that. All right, here we go. The chakra reading cards. I'm not going to read the bookie book on this. It comes with an affirmation. I highly recommend the deck. Rockpool Publishing, Rachel Sherman. Let's ask your higher selves which chakra to kind of zone in on here. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Once again, beloved higher selves override. Place for everything here and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the perfect and precise chakra reading card here to give them a clue, a tip, and a hint of what chakra to start on to help them alchemize the mystic for this timeless read? Love! Definitely heart chakra. Look, love is divine power. Speak the language of love. This is really hitting here with Ma'at, the card of justice here, because, you know, justice without mercy can be really, really painful. So if there has been an injustice here, something involving money, finances, durable goods, like a house is Taurus, right? Like food shopping, that's a come and go. That's temporary, right? Because you're going to eat that, you know, then, you know, let it go. Let's leave that there. But certainly, you know, home, car, right? Even things of value of you, your career, like whatever, valuable relationships to you. So love is the answer, but what's the question? How do I heal this? How do I speak the language of love here to come into balance, considering you're dealing with the mystic archetype, which a lot can be hidden, but eventually will be revealed. So it's not so much about the third eye here, although certainly speak the language of love is throat chakra. It's really about the heart chakra here. So that's lovely. All right, last card down, Macon Healing Mantra. Now look, all of my clients get at least one Macon Healing Mantra for readings and spiritual counseling. So I asked them to check in with me about 48 hours after the session because it takes a while for the energy to integrate. And I always ask them, like, so how's the mantra going? And they're like, oh, I forgot to do it. This is the free will card, if you will. So let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say. Shall we? Or let's. Please take a nice deep breath. Beloved Ascended Masters, override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, one card in clarity, please, the perfect and precise healing mantra to assist the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross watchers to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health and from fear to love with the mystic in the eighth, justice on the inner, Queen of Pentacles, Taurus on the outer, speaking the language of love with love for this Timeless Chakra Read. Rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. There you go. So this is a very feel-good read and a wonderful way to kick off the series. So let me read you this one. Rewriting the subconscious. Right? There's been so much about subconscious management and, belief management throughout the decades. From, psychotherapy all the way through to the New Age and chakras and stuff. So I do this one pretty much on the regular, particularly when I find myself feeling good for no reason whatsoever. I tend to go for this one. There you are, rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, which I am today, the less often I will feel bad. When the subconscious is rewritten, you are able to feel good on a regular basis, regardless of the way life unfolds. In rewriting the subconscious, you reverse the gravitational pull of conditioning. Now, let's stick a pin in that. The conditioning that we come into the moment we are born, right? Our nervous systems come from our parents genetically. There's ancestral patterns. Then there's what society does to us, all creating a gravitational pull. Caroline Mace's book, Defy Gravity, is about the graces, right? And it's about really defying gravity and healing beyond reason. Oh, I can't heal that. No one can heal that. Well, maybe you can. Maybe it's time. To become more familiar with the virtues of goodness, right? So in rewriting the subconscious, you reverse the gravitational pull of conditioning to become more familiar with the virtues of goodness. As goodness becomes more known, the opposite vibration of negativity can become a less frequent visitor in your reality, and I will swear to that one. This mantra is ideal for relieving guilt, releasing shame, and finding joy in new beginnings. And I would say speaking the language of love with really coming from the heart. Sure, it's a risk, but I don't want to have to reincarnate over and over and over again to get this done. So I don't lie. I gave that up. I took a blood vow to not lie to my gods, not to lie to them. They know better, but not to lie at all. So why do people lie? Because they're afraid. Period, right? Of course, that can play itself out in a billion different ways. Trauma and whatever, codependence, abuse, neglect, fear of loss, all of that. So I would really recommend doing the mantra first and working that mantra and putting your hands on your heart and saying, the more often the more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. So we're going to do what's called a blessimation. It's a combination of a blessing and a summation. It puts it all together, and the divine does it through me, so I never know what's going to come out of my mouth when I do this. Ready? One more time, at least for this reading. I'm sure you'll try it again. Please take a nice deep breath. In a good mood. Let's roll with this. Still point. May we end as we began. Beloved Pantheons, override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May they be blessed with all that they need to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health and from fear to love with the mystic archetype in the 8th chakra, reveling in intimate union with the divine, which does feel an awful lot like love because that's what it is, as they come into balance, heart, throat, third eye, crown, speaking the language of love and feeling the love in there so that they can embrace not just feeling good, but the value in their life, maybe seeing it, because as we embrace love, we raise in vibration and we see things from a more divine rather than human perspective, more from the soul and the higher self than the ego, as they rewrite the subconscious and speak the language of love, because loving words have the power to change someone's life, including their own, so that the more they embrace feeling good, the less often they will feel bad, for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world through unity consciousness, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. So it is. Yay! Lovely way to kick off the series this time around. Loving that big time. If you liked this video, if it gave you a clue, a tip, or a hint, please hit the thumbs up. Tells the algorithm that this is a worthy reading, and you got to admit, this is a worthy reading. You want more of me here on YouTube? Subscribe, hit the notification bell, then hit it again. I also have another YouTube channel that I started a couple of weeks ago. It's being a little neglected right now, but I'll get around to it, and that is called Mal for short, Mark Angelo Lyons. This one is for the professional. Mal for short is for the personal. Kitty cat videos, my own take on spirituality. I'm going to be doing some book reviews there as well, whatever I feel like doing, and maybe I'll monetize, maybe I won't. I don't really care right now because I'm really happy I met somebody new, that's why. And certainly if you want the deeper dive, come Patreon on Patreon. Just go check out the digital shop. We got free previews for the audios and videos. You can find my books, Spell Ingredients, and Words of Grace there, as well as on my website, DrawingTheCircle.com. But the thing is my subscribers get some of those ebooks, audios, and videos automatically. God Goddess Top Tier gets everything in the digital shop, so you can try it. You know, become a God Goddess for a month, and then, you know, become a free follower. You can follow for free. You can 7-day free trial. So much cool stuff going on there, and I love it. So click the link, check it out, come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can just call me Mal. And if you want to book me for a private session, I did make a video last year before I knew I'd be moving to Saratoga as quickly as I did, called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. I will make a new one called Booking Mal. I change the title every time I change things in that way. Explains everything you need to know about booking me for a private session in general, but in specific, I am now taking clients at my house. So if you are local, I will be glad to have you over once we get to know each other. However, I do have 3 black cats who shed all year long. My boys, they are shedders. So, you know, we need to get to know each other a little bit before you come in the front door, you know, or bring an EpiPen, whatever. I am also available for readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs. If you are local, just call them. They will tell you what times I have available. They tell me you book, I come in, I book you, and then I come home and I do stuff like this and take care of the cats and yard work and gardening and all that jazz. But the most important thing that I can tell you is that the majority of my readings are done in a Zoom call. So once the client is booked, whether it's a spiritual counseling or a reading, sometimes we call it a half and half. There's both of that. I'm doing one of those tomorrow. We Zoom record it. So right before the session, I send the client the link. They come onto my Zoom platform. We record the entire thing. At the end of it, I send them a link so they download it. They tell me they downloaded it. Then I delete it so only they have it, so they don't have to memorize or take notes or anything. And they get to see all the cards at the table, and we talk back and forth. It's just a lovely way to do it. But I have never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. Spiritual counseling readings does not matter. Where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a very well-trained witch, and a rather ethical one. So we always make a way. Even if it's paid forward to someone else down the line, we always work it out. So watch the video. I will keep it up even when the new one is made, because it makes my mom laugh, and I'm the president, and I get to make that choice. And thank you so much for watching. I have to say, this is simple. It just may not be easy to speak the language of love and come from that heart chakra. Just remember, love conquers all, love heals all wounds, love breaks all curses. So go for it. Embrace feeling good. You'll feel bad less often. So wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed, my beloved Aries and cross watchers. Hang in there. You got this. Heal. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.